How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today I am going to be talking about all the movies and TV I watched this month here in August of 2020. So yeah, let's just start off with the TV shows. First thing I checked out was Doom Patrol. It ended this month, season 2. Moving on. So then we have Muppets Now. This was the new Muppet show that went on Disney Plus, and I'm a huge fan of, I guess, the newer version of the Muppets. Muppets 2011 is honestly one of my favorite movies. I mean, I like the older stuff too. The 1979 film is amazing. But I was really interested with this show, and I only watched 2 episodes because, like, it was kind of bad, honestly. Like, I just wasn't feeling it. Then I watched The Umbrella Academy Season 2, binged it, and it was good. I'm slightly disappointed by it, if I gotta be honest. It's definitely not as good as Season 1. I think I'm in the minority, though. I think a lot of people prefer this season over Season 1. Though I'm just such a big fan of Season 1 that, like, I don't know, maybe I was just a little too hyped for Season 2, and that's why I was let down a bit. Who's to say? Then I watched Stargirl, another show that ended this month, and honestly, it's really good. I did a whole review for it. It's up on the channel, so if you want to check that out, it's there. But yeah, pretty good show. It's not like amazing or anything. It's not like a top-tier comic book show, but it's pretty good, and it's an enjoyable show. Then I watched What Would You Do? I talked about this last month. I believe it premiered its 16th season last month, and some episodes were released this month, and I like it. It's like a reality type of TV show where they put people in situations and they act. They have actors, and then the people who are not the actors are like, "Whoa, hey, what's going on?" Or they just don't say anything. It's What Would You Do? It's kind of self-explanatory, but yeah, check it out. It's pretty good. Another reality TV show, Big Brother. Big Brother, man. I barely talk about it on this channel, but it's honestly one of my favorite TV shows of all time. It's currently on its 22nd season. You don't need to watch all the seasons, though. It's a reality TV show. But watching some of the previous ones would definitely help. But Big Brother is amazing. It's great. I love it. The season's been kind of boring so far, but, you know, hopefully it'll get better. And then I watched Lovecraft Country. Now, this one was interesting. I only watched the first episode because, honestly, the first episode, I was kind of over it. I thought the second half of the first episode was pretty exciting, but most of it was kind of dull and boring in my opinion. But everything's dull and boring to me because I have no taste. But yeah, I might check it out eventually some other time, but probably not, I'll be honest. We'll see. But it wasn't awful. I don't know. I didn't want to go back and watch episode 2, so I was just kind of like, I'm okay for now. Anyway, moving on to the movies. The first film I watched was The Rental. This was, I believe, Dave Franco's directorial debut, obviously the brother of James Franco. And it's a decent movie. It's not awful. I had some. It had some likable qualities to it, and I had some enjoyment from watching this. So it's a decent film. Nothing too crazy though. Yeah. Then I watched Chemical Hearts. Now this one was actually pretty good as well. I think Lily Reinhart gives her best performance here. Obviously, she's, I guess, most known for her performance on Riverdale as Betty, but watch this, man. Lily Reinhart gives a really good performance. It's honestly one of my favorite performances of the year. So, yeah, it's a pretty decent movie. Then I went on a little David Ayer binge, I guess you could say, because I wanted to watch all of David Ayer's movies. I watched End of Watch, and I did a ranking video for all his movies, so if you want to hear more in-depth thoughts on each film, then go check that out, also in the ranking stuff playlist. But End of Watch is probably one of my favorite, it is one of my favorite David Ayer movies, so yeah, I really like it. Great cast, great story, and pretty emotional at times, super cool. Then I watched Fury. Another, same thing I kind of feel about this movie with End of Watch. Definitely one of David Ayer's better movies. Good cast, exciting. Yeah, it's decent. Then I watched Street Kings, which is another David Ayer movie with Keanu Reeves. That was super cool. I think that is my favorite David Ayer movie. Then I watched Harsh Times, another one of his films, with Christian Bale. And surprisingly, I didn't like it all too much. It wasn't awful, but Then I watched Sabotage 2014. This one is also kind of meh for me. There's a few decent moments. Again, good cast, but other than that, And then finally, David Ayer's newest film that came out this year, The Tax Collector. And it's also kind of meh. It's kind of disappointing, I'll be honest. Then I watched Get Squirrely. This is not a David Ayer film. Why did I watch this? Uh, then I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which I'd never seen the Bill and Ted movies, and I watched all of them. But we'll get to the others later. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Uh, it's fun. You know, it's kind of like what I expected going into this movie. It's nice. It's pleasant. That's all you really want from it. Then I watched Project Power, the new Netflix kind of superhero film. It's kind of a cool concept, but I don't know if it's executed the best. It's not bad though. I enjoyed it, certain moments at least. And then I rewatched the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I'm continuing to review all of my 100 favorite movies in the top 100, slowly but surely. But yeah, I'm slowly rewatching all of them too. I will do a review for this movie eventually, so just, I guess, stay on the lookout for that. Then I watched An American Pickle. Honestly, surprisingly pretty good. I'm not even a Seth Rogen fan. Seth Rogen kind of annoys me, I'll be honest. I don't know why. It's just, he's not funny to me most of the time, and it's just like, okay, dude, move on. But An American Pickle got a lot of hate. Or not a lot of hate, but people were just like, it's whatever. I thought it was pretty good. It's honestly one of my favorite movies of the year. Yeah, go watch it. It's really good. Then I watched Bad Education, a film that came out earlier this year, or technically 2019, but I think in America it was, well, I don't actually know how it works. It says 2019 on Letterboxd, but everyone's counting it as a 2020 film. That's not important. Hugh Jackman gives a good performance, another one of my favorite performances of the year. Interesting enough story, kind of a slow burn, but it's pretty decent. Then I watched The One and Only Ivan, which I was really looking forward to this movie, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It's another one of my favorite movies of the year. I thought Bryan Cranston was cool to see him in another movie, and I thought all the voice cast was pretty good. Sam Rockwell as Ivan, that was pretty cool. I know some people had issues with his voice, but I kind of liked it because Sam Rockwell, I mean, I enjoy Sam Rockwell as an actor. And yeah, it's a nice, sweet, wholesome little story. It's emotional. It's fun. I like it. Then I watched Superman Man of Tomorrow. This is the newest DC Universe film, or DC Animated Universe film. And this is the reboot, like the new universe for DC Animation. Obviously, with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, that was the last movie in that continuity. Now they're starting a whole new continuity with Superman Man of Tomorrow. Decent start. Wasn't amazing. Again, I'm not a huge Superman fan, but it's decent. Like, I had some enjoyment from it. Then I watched Phineas and Ferb the movie, Candace Against the Universe. It's okay. The more I think about it, the more I forget about it, if that makes any sense. It's kind of forgettable. I said it was okay when I reviewed it, and I still think it's an okay movie. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not great either. Go watch Across the Second Dimension. That's a way better movie. Or just go watch the TV show. Then I watched Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, the sequel to Bill and Ted, and not as good as the first one, but it's about the same level for me. I know some people really hate this one, and then some people think it's fine. I think it's fine. Not as good as Excellent Adventure, but it gets the job done. And then the newest Bill and Ted movie I watched was Bill and Ted Face the Music. This is the last movie I watched this month. It's pretty good. It's probably my second favorite Bill and Ted movie. I debate on whether or not it is better than Excellent Adventure because I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty fun, but I can't say for sure if it was better than Excellent Adventure, but it was a pretty fun movie. Definitely one of the better movies of the year overall, I would say. But yeah, that's everything I watched this month. Let me hear some of your movies and TV that you guys watched in August. And of course, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Boop.